Hi, I'm Tom Hollingsworth. Welcome to Networking Field Day. We're here in Mountain View, California at the offices of VeloCloud. The presentation that you are about to watch features VeloCloud's products and solutions and a group of networking community delegates who are invited to ask questions, make comments, and offer their opinions in front of a recorded video. If you would like to learn more about this and other exciting topics, including how to become a delegate or a presenter at the event, please go to our website at techfieldday.com. If you'd like to watch more videos about this and other exciting technology topics, please see our YouTube channel at youtube.com/techfieldday.
Hello everyone and welcome to VeloCloud for NFP 13. I think
a couple of you we've seen before, Peter, and I think Bob, you were here too the last time.
Was.
For everyone else, welcome for the first time to VeloCloud, and we have a pretty exciting set of presentations for you. For all you technical people, and I think most of you are technical, my portion of it is the most content free, but I still get to stand up here being the CEO. So I'm going to walk you through very quickly what's the business situation, what's going on with SD-WAN, and show you how we're looking at this as both a solution for customers, enterprises, and service providers today, but also how we are positioning this and getting it deployed as a platform for tomorrow. So both those aspects. First thing the CEO should know is how to advance the slide.
Space bar.
Check that.
do you want me to get
Oh.
my remote?
I don't know.
I got it.
Okay.
I figured it out.
We'll edit that part out.
All right, so VeloCloud was founded 4 years ago. November 1st, we celebrated our 4-year anniversary, and in the 4 years, for the first couple of years, we worked on building the product and the solution, which was launched about 2.5 years ago. So in July 2014 is when we launched VeloCloud as a service. And since then, what we have done is we have succeeded in deploying it in about 600 enterprises. So this is a very large number of enterprises. So we have some statistics to show for how these deployments are going. That's an important number for you to remember. And we also have commitments for nearly 50,000 sites. Now when I say sites, I mean, it's a branch office, an endpoint, could be a construction trailer, could be an oil rig, could be pop-up retail. Anything like that to us is a site, because everything that we're doing really gets back to how do those sites get access to the resources that they need. And those resources typically are applications or servers or systems that are in cloud applications or in data centers. Now we've been funded, very lucky to be funded by some of the top tier venture capital firms in the Valley. Also we have some strategic investors, one of whom is Cisco, the other one is unnamed, but we have 2 strategic investors in the boat right now. And what we've recently announced, which Steve was alluding to, is some wins with the service provider space. Now it always comes up that if you're doing things within networking, are you doing an enterprise solution, or are you doing a service provider solution? Well, when we started off, we realized that for this type of solution where branch offices, users at endpoints, and IoT is concerned, the service provider will always have a play. So as you look into the architecture that we're going to describe, you'll see that we can deploy our SD-WAN solution in a service provider's network that allows them to sell the service using that solution. Service provider can also be a channel for us and deploy this completely over the top. So both of those solutions are valid using VeloCloud, and we think that customers, the end customer, the enterprise, will choose one or the other, that it's not for us to tell them that you need one type of solution or the other. We also have another route to go to market, which is with the MSPs. So MSPs and value-added resellers do target these large enterprises, and so VeloCloud as a service is provided to them through that channel as well. So we've shown you just a smattering of some of the service providers that we've announced recently, and we're very fortunate and thankful to the guys at Earthlink for being on the call, because they're going to go through how they're using our APIs to construct their front-end solution with all the back-end being done by VeloCloud. We've collected a few awards along the way, which you can read at your leisure, but I want to get to the next part of this, which is how we are positioning the company. I think this is somewhat different from what you may have seen from the other SD-WAN players, so it's important for us to describe what this is. So we've seen over the course of the last 10 years that IT infrastructure has moved to the cloud, and it's given rise to lots of successful businesses with tens of billions of dollars of value created. So whether it's in the data center space, or whether it's in the application space, or in the storage space, this is the movement of IT that is on-prem going to the cloud. And we believe that networking, and more specifically wide area networking, is the fourth phase of this movement. Now, we're not talking about networking that's on the campus itself, because you can't rip out your switches and your Wi-Fi access points and move them to the cloud. You can move their management to the cloud, but not the systems themselves. Similarly, we're not talking about the networking that's inside the data center. That's disaggregating along SDN principles, and there's a whole host of companies that are focused on that. What we are talking about is how do these LAN islands link up to those data centers, what's in between? And in between are the wide area network functions. So how do we take those wide area network functions that are typically on the premises today, and how do we move those wide area network functions to the cloud, and how do we run it as a service, as well as how do we give the technology to the service provider to run it as a service? That's really the focus of what VeloCloud is doing in the SD-WAN space. So we say that the cloud is the network. This is just a play on what Sun said many years ago, that you would remember the network is the computer. So we're saying that the cloud is the network. And so the cloud is the new norm. And what's the commonality that all these enterprises tell us about why this is in the right course of where the future is headed? The first thing is that they want to outsource. This is whether you're a fashion retailer or you're a hospitality company or you're making bricks or what have you, it's really you don't want to spend a lot of money on the wide area network in terms of your OPEX and your CAPEX. So that's the first piece. The second is that they're much more concerned about what's the outcome rather than owning boxes and managing them. So this is about outcomes for them, and all these other aspects of moving to the cloud are also about outcomes for them. And the third aspect of this is that we have shown, and we're going to show you in some more detail, about how enterprises can use the internet to run business. Now, this is typically not for the faint of heart. 10, 15 years ago, if people were said, oh, I'm going to run my entire business on the internet, well, for security, performance reasons, folks would not really look in that direction. But we have been able to overcome those hurdles, and particularly we've been able to show how we can run real-time applications very well over best effort networks. And the folks are going to show you, give you demos and show you the technology that gets that done. So that's really how VeloCloud is being positioned, which is the cloud is the new norm and the cloud is the network for us.